Let me ask you just about the operation of everything from Kellen Moore, first-time head coach, because like it doesn't look like there's a lot of panic on the sideline. Look, there's some situations, and we could talk about some clock management stuff in week number one, but just with a new coaching staff, with new pieces, and a first-time head coach, like how has that been from maybe your viewpoint, Nick, and also like when you talk to other people around the NFL?
Yeah, I think it's spotty. And one of the things I heard from someone when they first hired him, someone with another team that interviewed Moore, I got a text and it was like, hey, look, this guy's like really smart, but I think it's going to take him a while to figure out how to be a head coach. Like he's going to have to grow into that. And then after week one, same guy texted me. He's like, remember what I told you? And it's like, yeah, I mean, there's some of this stuff that I think is going to come into play. Like I thought week one, the pre-snap stuff was awful. I think that was kind of a result of how the camp went. Like I think we talked a few times about how, hey, it's a little weird, shorter days. Like they aren't doing a lot of stuff other than just like straight up team every day. And it's different than anything, I had ever seen. And then they go into week one and they have these penalties. But I think, last week the number gets cut in half and the pre-snap stuff was gone. Like that's a step in the right direction. And if he's going to make mistakes and he can correct them in a week, I'm okay seeing mistakes right now. Like if we're seeing mistakes in Thanksgiving and some of the same stuff, I'll be way more concerned. I thought it was a little weird this week, and it might have just been a defense thing. Their field was slippery. The players were talking about it being slippery. You saw people slipping on the field, and like we asked him about it yesterday, and it's like, hey, like what was your involvement in that? And he was like, they mentioned something, but I didn't really worry about it. And like I feel like those little details are things that he's going to have to learn to hey, everything does matter. And it's just weird in my position, like hearing that when for 15 years, like we all became masters on grass types and cleat length and what you do, because like those are the details that Sean Payton was into, like to an exhaustive degree. And it's just like, wow, like this is like it's wildly different. And I think different's okay, but like I think some of that, there's a middle ground that you got to see. But I think he's figuring stuff out. I think it's going the right direction. I think that you see he's obviously like smart. The way, I think he's a really good play caller, really good designer of offense. I think that's apparent. It's just some of the head coaching stuff I think still has to come all the way together. But a guy that's 36-year-old first time in the role, I think you're going to see it. Also, I think we got the answer to the clock management thing
yes, that's
that we
what
were talking about last week. Yeah, so they were in a situation where they were considering calling a timeout when Phil Galliano, the special teams coach, came over, and they were discussing it, and then the timeout got called. Previously, Darren Rizzi handled kind of some of that game management aspect. So I think that's the answer. I'm going to seek confirmation on Wednesday, but I will have a firm answer for you next week. But I think that's it. Yeah.
I was wondering if you were able to ask the question, because we were talking about it after we interviewed you last week. Like if you get a good question from Kellen Moore, like I was saying, we all get it. We all get that one, right? That one goes on the tally board for everybody.
Yeah. So I held off, like I game planned it and I held off because it was like he was getting fried for the thing, and it's like I don't want to keep this going on Wednesday, and he's just going to be like, So I was waiting for the smoke to clear a little bit and like kind of go in there like where it's not, because it's not an aggressive question. Like we've criticized you for it, but yeah, I'm gonna wait till like we get a real answer and not like are you bringing this up again? So like I just want the information. I'm not trying to make an accusation.
Got to read the room. Smart.
That's right.
Oh, man. All right, there he is. Our guy, Nick Underhill, neworleans.football. Always good enough to join us here on Tuesday mornings. Nick, we appreciate the time as always, sir. And we'll catch up again next week.
Yeah. Take it easy, guys.
It's impossible to answer. I was going to ask him, if you're the Saints and you had a top 5 pick right now, which position do you go with? But that's kind of impossible knowing who is available in the draft and, injuries and certain contract situations and all of that.
That's a fun hypothetical.
But my whole point in thinking about that question was I would not select or take a quarterback right now.
Me neither.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either.
I think there's other things that can help you win right now. And
you don't need three young quarterbacks.
Nope, you don't. This isn't, for me, it's not like I'm going to hate on Chris Olave. I think Chris Olave is a really good football player. I think Chris Olave is going to play a long time in the NFL. Do I think there's more in there? Absolutely, I do.
Mm-hmm.
But, and this isn't LSU bias. It's not, I promise you. But when I turn on the TV or when the TV's on in the studio and they continue on a loop showing Jamar Chase and Malik Neighbor, like, catches, like Malik Neighbors is going out there and it's like, it's him or nobody when the ball's in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Like, same thing like with Jamar Chase. Like, it's almost like somebody told him he can't catch.
Yep.
And every single time he wants to prove I can catch it no matter where it's at.
Yep.
And I'm going to be uber aggressive, finding a way to come down with the football. I don't care if, a DB's hand is on my face. I'm not going to sit there and get up and, do the whole, where's the flag? No, I'm just going to go catch the ball.
Yep.
I'm not going to worry about anything else. Chris Olave doesn't have that.
Not right this second.
No. And so that's what I think you're talking about is that to if my quarterback gives me a chance for me is 96% me coming down with the football.
What Nick said about it, the potential of the psychology behind maybe his thought process, it kind of resonated with me about how he takes losing a lot harder than he's coming from Ohio State. Like when I went to Green Bay, we were 6-10.
Yeah.
And we lost like the first game of the season. I go in the locker room. I'm pissed. I didn't play. Like I'm pissed. I'm like, oh well, this is gonna be terrible.
Yep.
Like everybody's like laughing in the locker room.
Yep.
I'm like, what?
What are y'all doing?
What are y'all doing? We just lost. Nobody talks. Everyone be pissed.
Yeah.
It's just different. But some people, like I can see how being in a losing culture, right out of coming up from Ohio State for multiple years, like how that can mentally, if you don't like overcome it, and then if mentally it's like the psychology is not there, how your performance can start to go down.
Yeah,
I could see that being an issue, but he's got it. Who cares? Like you got to get over that. You're a pro. You're supposed to be a number one. You have to be better. Yeah, Spencer's got to make that throw better. Got to.
Yeah,
but he's a young quarterback. Like you got to make the play.
Yeah. Again, Malik Neighbors is making that catch. Jamar Chase is making that catch. CeeDee Lamb probably is making that catch.
I'm not saying he's number one. Brandon Cooks is making that catch in that game.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I've seen him make that catch 50 times.
Yeah.